All right. Welcome into this edition of the Milwaukee Bucks on Tap podcast. Corey Moen, Evan Bernd. Evan, how are we doing?
Not too bad. I forgot I had spilled something on my keyboard, and I hadn't used the spacebar until right now, and that did not come back up when I pushed it.
What'd you spill?
A soda like a week or so ago. I actually banged my knee on my desk, and the whole thing spilled on it. And yeah, I was playing PlayStation, so I was using my keyboard, and I realized it's a little sticky.
What brand of soda?
Coke. Classic.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
No, I mean, not Coke, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
No, I'm fine with Coke. No, I'm not saying Coke, but I'm saying like just spilling.
No, it was like a good chunk too. I was like, oh, it's on my desk. It's all over my keyboard.
That is the worst thing. That's like the worst thing that can like just the act of spilling something that you were like in the mood for. Like having a drink that you're just such in the mood for, and then you just actually kick it over. God damn it.
Halfway gone.
Or here's another one that I've had happen to me before. When you accidentally maybe running with your soda, you accidentally shake it.
Mm-hmm.
And just
nice and flat.
Then
grab food, or you drop a little piece of it on the ground that you wanted to eat. It's all the drop to your knees and just in agony.
Yeah, that and if you have like a, like we used to have like a dog who just, you would feed her a couple times, all of a sudden she's looked for food.
Yep, gone in a second.
Yep. There was one time by a dog. My dad left his chair out. My dog just jumped up and ate it.
Oh,
jumped up, ate his dinner. He was not happy. All right, getting into the topics today. Bucks with a horrific loss to the Chicago Bulls. Giannis recruiting Devin Booker, and Gilbert Arenas, former NBA player, which was with some interesting comments regarding what the Bucks play style is going to look like once Giannis comes back. So, Evan, to kind of kick things off, Milwaukee, I believe, up 66-51 at halftime.
Yeah, they had a 15-point lead or 16-point lead, blew it in that same quarter, and then got it back to 15, and then just 8 point. They were outscored 33-8 in the fourth quarter, if that says anything.
Yeah, and I think overall for the game, because how many points did they score in the third quarter?
23.
Okay, so they were outscored. I think the Bulls scored over 60 points between those two quarters.
Yep, that would be 31-69.
Yeah, so the Bucks really didn't show up in the third, and they definitely crapped the bed in the fourth, because I think they had to go in the third 39-25 or something.
Yep.
So that's the I'm trying to be fair, okay, but again, and I like what the NBA is doing. They tweeted this out the other day. Oh my God, the Bucks are 8-2 last 10 games. All right.
Yep.
Okay, when you look at this from a distance, okay, one of the teams was the Magic, who they had playing on a back-to-back. God forbid, I hope they won one of those games. The Thunder without Shea. A blowout loss to the Raptors. A very, very marginally close win against the Cleveland Cavaliers, in which, by the way, the Cavaliers in that game didn't have James Harden.
Donovan Mitchell, I don't think.
Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley. So, and they can still only win by 2 points. So, Evan, there's nothing that's changed. This is not a good roster. Like, the Bucks making a play-in wouldn't be great, and here's why. Because if you want the Bucks to get a somewhat decent draft pick, and you want them to show that, okay, Doc Rivers is probably should be coaching this team
anymore
heading into next season, you lose games. Now, the Bucks luckily haven't been dumb enough to tank.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've actually tried hard in a lot of these games. They're not being like the Utah Jazz, which I'm happy that they're not doing that, in which they're throwing in the towel. But, I mean, look, it's like none of this roster is good. All right? Like Ryan Rollins is trying to take on a more active role. He missed a shit ton of shots today.
Yep, 5-11.
And, it is still like a weird roster construction of, okay, Giannis isn't there, but they still have like Miles Turner. And it's just, I'm just trying to figure out like what Milwaukee should do. Me personally, I think they should lose games. I think that they need to lose games. Okay, so that they can start to build for the future here.
Mm-hmm.
The Cam Thomas effect is worn off quick, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Cam Thomas, look how he is. Giannis found his, Doc Rivers. Oh my goodness, he's like Lou Williams and
3 of 11.
Yeah, and I keep forgetting the other guy with
Usman.
No, not the other guy Doc Rivers compared him to. Oh, Jamal Crawford.
Yes,
oh
Jamal Crawford. Yep.
Oh my God. Cam Thomas is like Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford. After one game, he said that. But see, this is what happens. This is what happens. Cam Thomas, when he's hot, he's hot. Ooh, against the Magic. But now these last few games, he's been ice cold.
Yes, sir.
Ice cold. Now it's starting to make sense why the Nets, But again, when you don't play team-oriented basketball throughout the season, this is the kind of stuff that happens. Okay, you think we need scorers, but when the scorers aren't scoring, offense doesn't look so good now, does it?
Can't do much.
No. Okay, and the problem is, all right, Doc Rivers is so damn stubborn with his rotations. All right, then you keep playing the same guys over and over again. I do like Usman Dieng. I think he's been playing really, really well. Okay,
yeah, today wasn't the best game for him, but I think overall he's been one of the better contributors for them.
I think Jericho Sims has improved throughout the year. He's been a really, really good lob threat these past few games. But again, it's just like, you get guys like Gary Trent's not even in the rotation.
Yep, and Pete Nance is still not playing.
Pete Nance is out of the rotation. Well, and granted, I just don't understand what Doc Rivers has to lose. It's like, what are we getting out of still playing the same guys over and over again?
Exactly.
Like, I just don't like play Andre Jackson Jr. Okay, play Gary Trent. I mean, who cares if he misses a three? I mean, damn, it's not like Gary Trent was like, he was just missing threes. It's not like he was playing, still playing winning basketball. He's better than some of the guys we got out there currently. But again, they want to go to a youth movement.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can understand why Gary Trent doesn't get minutes anymore because, adding Cam Thomas, like, all right, well, then he's probably going to take his minutes.
Yep.
No, I didn't. No, notice I didn't say we should play Thanasis more. I didn't say that. Not that desperate.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Maybe the final month. Maybe like once we hit April and we're really out of it, then all right, start to give Giannis starts.
Get him in there.
So start Thanasis. Okay, once they do that, that's fine. But again, Doc Rivers gets asked about Giannis every other day about what's his status. Oh, he's close, but he's not quite there yet. But he's close. He's getting there. What are we bringing?
Correct. Is he ready or is he not?
Just sit him for the season. What is the reason why they're bringing Giannis back in the first place? To fight for a play-in spot?
Yeah. Just
really
loser. Get injured again.
This team is not going anywhere. This is not like the Miami Heat team from like 3 years ago. This is not them. They're not going to be one of those play-in teams that like miraculously makes the finals. It's
Correct.
not a good roster. Okay. They don't have like a bell cow that they could go to right now. Like, who's leading them to the playoffs? Like, again, this is what I've said. They were barely over 500 with Giannis on the floor. They were 15-15. What would be the point? So we can win a few games and like mess up our lottery chances?
Like, at this point, either maybe hopefully win. If you win, cool. But like, again, they're just playing however they want at this point, and it seems to not be working. So whatever doesn't work to get the pick, I feel like you might as well just go in that route. Because God forbid Doc does anything to contribute to a winning team.
No, I know, and like this is what I've said. Like, look, you add a coach like Doc Rivers if you think you're gonna be close to winning a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said this before, Doc's not coming back to Milwaukee next year. Why would he go through another rebuilding scenario? He literally said as much when he got the job in the first place. Like I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they hired me. I don't either. I would have been much more content with Joe Prunty and then have a full ass search. But no, see, this is what happens. You know what happens when you like try to fix your coaching thing like right in the middle of the season? This kind of stuff happens. All right, like honestly, like you know what I would do? I would just bring back Budenholzer if I'm being honest here. If you want to get back to the way you play winning basketball,
yep, the good old days.
Good, but go back to Budenholzer. I don't care. Budenholzer gonna get a job at some point. It wasn't that bad. All right, like I just don't understand what this franchise's priorities are. Do you care about losing in the postseason or not? Like, okay, you lost two out of the last 3 years in the first round. Maybe I think actually 3 or 4.
Yeah, the last 3: Heat, 2 Pacers.
Okay, so Giannis. All right, so Giannis in 2023 like messed up his back, so he wasn't healthy. Okay, 2024, Giannis got hurt before the playoffs, and that's solely a strain. Damian Lillard hurt his Achilles, so we weren't whole. 2025, Lillard blows out his Achilles, and lost I think in 6. So it's just like I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to gauge as to what this team's priorities are in terms of. So you didn't use injuries as an excuse when you fired Budenholzer because you thought, it was time.
Yeah.
So what's it going to be for Doc Rivers this time? Because this team is not close to winning a championship, and they're really not close either. Like Giannis can wish and give as many interviews as possible. Milwaukee's done everything, man.
Yeah, no, it's at the point where there's like they've screwed up their future because of the contributions that Giannis wants, and now they're facing that for the next few years, more than a few years.
Yeah, and again, they're gonna have to figure out what they do with Giannis is gonna be their biggest decision this summer.
Yep.
Because I've said all along they should probably trade him.
Mm-hmm.
This team's not gonna get any better. You can't keep running into a wall 1,500 times and expect different results. Being a small market team, they were in a contention window and they maximized it to their fullest potential with Giannis. It's over. It's over. We recognize the Bucks fans recognize that it's over. You can't get any better. You can't keep giving up every conceivable asset to get better players. It's not going to work because when you do that, when you add that one good player, there are other holes on the roster that you probably need to fill. All right. So say you add say you add a really marquee player. What are you going to do to fill out the rest of the roster? Can't win a championship with just 3 stars. Can you add the bench players necessary to help you win? And for the past few years, Milwaukee hasn't been able to do that. Even when the Bucks were good, couldn't get marquee enough bench players to take them over the top. It had nothing to do with Giannis' performance. Chris Middleton at some points got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Holiday maybe fell into some ineffectiveness in the playoffs, but where's your PJ Tucker? Where's your Pat Connaughton? Even this was a first round series a few years ago, but where's your Bryn Forbes? So where you could just bring those guys in and they can help you win. It's always I've said this before. I've gotten this from Shaq. It is always the others who help you win a championship. It is not just star players. You cannot win with just star players. Other people need to step up. And unfortunately, Milwaukee hasn't been very good at building out their roster and getting guys, I would say within the margins to be like, okay, if we don't have Giannis, we can rely on this guy, or these guys could knock down shots. They haven't had those guys, and it's just that's my only concern.
Yeah, and like obviously the big thing too is like with draft picks, like again mentioning about trading Giannis, it's how are they going to use these draft picks? Are they going to do it logically and develop these guys, or are they going to next few years, draft a couple higher ranked guys and trade a couple and get some older guys, and now we're in that same cycle. But no, yeah, the summer is going to be huge. No, I just feel like it's again like the Cavs a few years ago where they're very starter heavy, and then your bench is So it's once the bench guys are out, and like even with without Giannis right now, and a lot of it's just been the starters. No one on the bench scored more than 13, and two guys on, or sorry, no one in the starting lineup scored more than 13, and two guys on the bench scored 15. So a lot of it is relying on your starters again when Giannis is in or out, and a lot of it's just been a lot of selfish play and just kind of hoping that, all right, let's shoot the ball and hope we make more than the other team, and that just has not been the case. Turnovers have gotten atrociously worse. 19 tonight. Obviously, they had the Bulls to 18, but I was listening on the radio on my drive home, and it was just every single turnover led to a basket, or allowing turnovers to like get a run right back in. You had a 21-2 run, and then you gave it right up in that same quarter, and it's something where, again, whether they are winning or not, they're just not being able to hold on to any lead. Or they, again, like he scored 8 points in the fourth quarter. Like that is insane. To 33, insane. And a lot of it, again, is just that sloppy play that just leads to these blown out games. Again, they had a great first half, and then the second half starts and they just forget what to do. And I feel like it's just been such a repetitive thing the last gosh knows how long, where it's all right, the second half starts and the Bucks just suck. They absolutely suck. Almost every time, 9 out of 10 times. But no, I just feel like with whatever their goal is, I think for the summer with or without Giannis, like there's just gonna have to be some blow up, whether you trade Giannis and do that, or you keep Giannis and trade everyone else and start over from there, or trade the majority and like pick a few guys and just go from there. But I don't know. It's such a weird situation they're in, just with future aspects, future picks that they really have none because they traded them all, or who is deemed worthy of staying, or is it more of like all right, let's empty house, keep Giannis, empty house, or vice versa, trade him and maybe everyone at that point then and just completely refresh.
Yeah, I agree with you. On every single point. I mean, like they got like what, less than like a little more than 30 games, like 30, like
30,
just around
30 or 31. I think they said
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Just around there. I mean, they got to figure something out. I know Giannis has every intention to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I would caution him on that because I just hope he doesn't suffer like a more serious injury, because still those soleus strains are really tricky, and I just don't think it would be worth it to come back to just for a final push for a play-in spot. I'm not getting anything out of that. All right, and that would just prove that Doc Rivers, oh my God, did such a good job. No, he didn't.
When I went to the Raptors game the other day, and I was sitting and watching like the intro, and after their intro video, they played this clip on the big screen that said, or their jumbotron that says it was like the push for the playoff starts now, and I'm like, no way they just did that. It just shows like that they are just looking for something to promote at this point with their few wins against, again, subpar teams like themselves. But I mean, now they play the Celtics tomorrow, and they just got blown out by the Knicks. So it's sure they won a couple games, but again, like you said, like they are not playing. They're playing teams at their record or worse. And again, it shows if you think the Bucks were to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, that they were beating the Knicks or the Celtics, like no. But no, it's just they're trying to pull anything they can and really milk these last few shitty wins to try to get something going, because again, their season has just been a total bust from start to finish. Yeah, I saw that and just kind of baffled me that like they really thought that was going to be like like we're in it. Let's push for that final play-in team. And it starts now, and it was the end of February. It's like, oh man. It's not like they're finally going to make the playoffs for the first time in 15 years, and you're like, oh, we're almost there. No, it was this team won the championship 4 years ago. We're like, come on, playoff push starts now. Like, it's February 22nd. It's over.
And then they proceeded to get blown out by the Raptors.
Yep.
Without Scotty Barnes.
Correct. Yeah, they had a great very first half of the first quarter, and then something else happened where they just
fell
gave
off
up.
a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Fell off a cliff. Okay. The next one, probably a complete joke. Giannis secured Devin Booker to Milwaukee. I say jokingly because it was kind of essentially like, I wish you were here sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess what was your reaction when you heard that?
I thought it was funny. Again, it's usually one of those joking things. I know he's done it with Anthony Davis in the past once or twice. I know with an All-Star game in the late 2010s. I know he did that when they had their duo photo, but no, I feel like Phoenix is just going to hold on to Devin Booker until he retires and just waste his total career there, and we'll see, or just trade him near the end. But it's funny, but it also kind of sparks a little interest, or your ear kind of perks up when you hear that. But no, it's nothing. I feel like that will be anything bigger than that little video, unless they really want to give up on Devin Booker and he comes here. But I don't really. There's a 0.1% chance of that happening.
Yeah, Book's not coming to Milwaukee. They don't even have the assets to. I mean, I wish. Don't get me wrong. Like there have been time, like Devin Booker's been through thick and thin with that damn franchise. Goodness, when going from like, because he was drafted 2015. I think going from like Earl Watson, to the Robert Sarver and Ryan McDonough days, not for the weak, just not for the weak, by the way. Like Phoenix, that was Charles Barkley rant of how bad the Phoenix Suns were.
Mm-hmm.
Is an all-timer, and it was so funny. Now Phoenix, they don't even have to deal with those days anymore because, I mean, granted they dealt with some injuries, but goodness gracious, they're right in the thick of the playoff race.
Yep.
And, but yeah, I found that to be a really, really, really funny clip. Very far fetched, but
yeah.
And I was hoping Giannis would get like a tampering charge or anything like that, but yeah, hilarious clip. Next up, Gilbert Arenas, former NBA player, and he also co-hosts a podcast, Gil's Arena. Said the following about the Bucks. If I can find. Here's what he said. Gilbert, he said the following: they're 8-2 without Giannis. When he comes back, they play a different style, and it feels like they reject him. They weren't playing for him; they're playing for themselves now.
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple of things on that. Number one, Giannis did allude to this a little bit, where he was like, "This team is playing like I want to kind of get back to when we were winning 50 games and playing like team-oriented basketball." And that's where he kind of felt like for him, basketball is like a lot of fun. Now it kind of feels like everybody's just out to get stats.
Yep.
And now we're not naming names, Kevin Porter Jr., but it's one of those things where it's like when you add like a lot of shoot first guys to your team, they're not thinking I want to pass the ball. That's not that's not the first thing in the mindset, bro. I'm trying to get like 15. I'm trying to get paid here.
Yep, especially
Okay,
when
when
you're
you get a
not.
bunch of guys like that, when you get like a Cameron Thomas, when you get a Kevin Porter Jr., when you get a Kuzma, when you get a Bobby Portis, Miles Turner, hell yeah, they're looking for stats. That's the team that John Horst built. Okay, like when Kevin Porter Jr. is your main guard, and look, the thing it's KPJ is a confounding guy because he does play defense. Like he's not just a one-sided guy and like he just leaves the defense. No, he steals. Like KPJ plays defense.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I trust him as my lead guard going forward because he's a shoot first guy and he turns the ball over a lot. Like Rollins, if Rollins could stop pressing and turning the ball over, I think he could go a long way in his development.
Yep, they get like 5 turnovers tonight.
Not good. AJ Green, I think AJ Green's a dead eye shooter. If you get, and he obviously deserves more shots. Miles Turner. Now, I actually do like Miles Turner. I think Miles Turner has played, I think he's played for what they've asked his role to be, which is, I mean, I feel like it's kind of different from what it was in Indy. But, I mean, if he could shoot less outside shots and get in the paint, draw more fouls,
he could be elite.
Yeah, because the problem is, like, he just bails the other team out when he takes all his outside shots.
Mm-hmm. Half his shots tonight were threes. I mean, he hit 2 of them, but only made 3 baskets total.
How many points did he have?
8.
Yeah. See what? Yeah. Come on. We can't be paying a guy $170 million and you have 8 points. Come on. Like you gotta draw. And again, it's not like the Bulls have like a rim presence. Like
No.
you should not be taking like how many threes do you shoot? 3?
5. 2 for 5.
Yeah. See, that's too much. That's too much. Get your ass inside. Okay. I know Miles Turner can shoot threes. That doesn't mean. But again, when you have a matchup problem like he does against the Bulls, like they don't have Vucevic anymore. They never really had a rim presence.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't understand why, just because you can shoot the 3, just because bigs want to shoot the 3, that doesn't mean you should.
Correct. And when you have Cam Thomas, I'm even going to throw Bobby Portis, Rollins, AJ Green, and throw in as like a kind of guy would be Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr. Like there are multiple other guys who I'd rely on more as the 3-point shooter than your starting center. Again, 3 or 4 guys above you. It's like it's different with Brook Lopez because they had the plan to get him open shots, but a lot of them is just all our guards are hanging around and then Miles Turner in the corner. It's like what? Get in the paint.
So going back to my original question, what do you think Milwaukee's play style should look like if Giannis were to come back?
I think continuing to have Giannis run the offense and again, get guys like AJ Green, Rollins, and Bobby and Cam shots, especially AJ and Cam. And then if the paint isn't open, being able to dish it out. But I think also having Miles Turner, in that perimeter area to help as well. I feel like if you have your guards around the 3 or the perimeter area and then having Giannis and Miles attack more, it could be a better style. I feel like you have so many 3-point shooter guys and your starting center wants to shoot a lot of threes. It's like try to move on from that and allow him to play again more in the paint because he's been getting more rebounds, but then he's been taking some weird shots where it's like it looks cool when you have 7 rebounds, but then you went 3 of 10 shooting and you have 8 points and like you were the lowest scoring starter this game. He only played 21 minutes because Jericho Sims has been playing 24 and up as well. So something's got to change to a point where your center should be playing at least 30 minutes, especially with your MVP out as well.
Yeah, and again, I think if Doc Rivers can help them get it back to like a free falling offense a little bit more, like where Giannis is like passing, dishing, and guys aren't just like taking like a lot of isolation shots and stop going 1-on-1. I think that would help as well. I think what Giannis really helps them do is help them become more set on offense to where guys like know what their roles are and they can kind of figure it out. Like without Giannis being in there, without like when you cut off the head of the snake, it's like guys are just having trouble figuring out what their role should be. It's like, it should be your turn, my turn, Ryan Rollins shot, AJ Green shot. It's like, look, it should be a free flowing offense to get a good shot. Like I don't think I think sometimes they maybe overcomplicate things a little bit. And what confounds is the fact they're not really playing any defense on the other end.
Correct.
So, when you don't play defense on the other end, when you're not scoring, you're not going to win a lot of basketball games, especially with guys who do this for a living.
Yeah, and the big thing that I noticed when I was at the game against the Raptors, a lot of it is just when the ball is brought over the half court line, a lot of it is just dribbling around the 3-point line, passing it around the 3-point line, and all of a sudden there's 5 or 6 seconds left, and it's like, oh, now we got to get up a shot. Oh, miss. Rebound, do it again. Oh shoot, we got to make a shot. It's like there's no offensive playmaking, and it's just, again, that selfish or just, oh shoot, we didn't do anything and now we're chucking up a floater that has no business going in, or we're shooting a corner 3 fade away. It's like 3 and they're shooting the ball, or it's the offensive rebounds where, they are forcing these guys to miss, but then they give up the offensive rebound, or they force the teams to miss and then they can't score on the other end because they're wasting so much time and then putting up a horrible shot because they got 3 seconds left to shoot. But yeah, it's just, there's no rhythm out there, and it just doesn't make any sense, or it's just confusing on what they're trying to do, especially with their starters as well. It's like Jericho Sims was 1 for 1 with 2 points, but he had 11 rebounds. And Miles Turner played 21 minutes, had 8 points and 7 rebounds. And it's a couple steals and a block, but it's like, that's your starter. And like, you're kind of getting outplayed by the bench guy rebounding wise. Like your prime position contribution for rebounding, I just feel like should just be so much higher for him. Like Ryan Rollins also had 7, Kevin Porter had 6. It's like a lot of these guys are getting the same, if not more than him. And yeah, they just got to figure out a better offensive playmaking style if Giannis comes back, or if he doesn't, like what can they do to essentially figure out who should be the primary scorer, what 2 or 3 guys, and who should be contributing in other ways to allow these guys to score. Because again, there's just, Kuzma had 4 out of 5, was 4 for 5 shooting, but Miles Turner, 10 shots. Kevin Porter, 16, 11 for AJ Green. Ryan Rollins had 11. Bobby had 14. Dieng had 12, and Cam Thomas had 11. It's like they're so stagnant. Like there's no guy who's like clearly the main scorer when Giannis is out, and it's just everyone trying to do it themselves because they're taking those consistent amount of shots.
Yeah, sometimes I don't feel like the offense has like any flow to it at all.
Yeah, they're just dribbling out there and hope that some guy just moves out in front of them and they can go to the basket for a layup.
But and again, not everybody can be built like Giannis. It's that's a high standard to set. But I mean, the offense just sometimes it doesn't feel like they run plays. It just looks like they just, it's like,
yeah,
I don't even know what to call it because. But again, the main point is that they haven't been very good against good teams this year, and they're like hanging with the bad teams. So that's not a good formula.
Yep, the bad teams with their stars out.
Yeah. So, Evan, you got anything else?
No, I know they have they have a back-to-back tomorrow, but they have a large home stretch coming. So again, I'm not saying we say hopefully they can win 3 out of 5. It's just hopefully they can just play a good game. I feel like if they're going to lose, at least make it a good loss. Like I hate just getting blown out or winning games and then all of a sudden I blink and the game is tied and now they lost. But now they play the Celtics tomorrow, so we'll see. Can't say anything else with that.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this edition of the Milwaukee Bucks on Tap podcast. And we'll see you guys next week.